Okay, so who are you?
I'm Captain. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And going to Katahdin.
Awesome.
Yeah, going methodical, but when Virginia hits, we're gonna go psycho.
Because of the flatter lands.
Yeah, the whole goal was that we knew that 33% would probably quit in the first area,
Right.
so it's more partying in the first third, and then the second third is where the athletes really push themselves, separate themselves at least, and I'm trying to. I want to squeeze every single day.
Awesome.
Every day.
That's a great response. Thank you. All right. So who are you?
I'm Booney.
And where are you from, Booney?
I'm from Virginia.
Virginia?
Yep.
And you're hiking with Captain?
Captain and Alyssa.
Alyssa is the one in the tent.
Yes.
Okay. So what we've learned so far from Captain is that you're an Olympic training coach, right? And you're hiking with Alyssa, who is a sponsored hiker by Ultra, which are the shoes I'm wearing. And what's your fame?
My fame, I catch fish.
So, okay.
That's a good answer.
Cool.
Oh, grandfather? Oh. Yeah, I got a great-great-grandfather with a mountain named after him in the Smoky Mountains. He's a pretty
awesome.
cool guy.
Cool.
Mount Kepler.
All right. I remember that, yeah.
He got a new trail going to the top.
All right, cool.
That's his grandfather.
All right. So who are you and where are you from?
My name is Alyssa Cass. I'm from New Hampshire.
All right. Anything else you want to add about being on the trail?
Oh my gosh, this experience is unlike anything that I've ever done before. I've been meeting so many awesome people. It's mentally and physically very challenging.
Yep.
Almost every day, but totally worth it because you see so many beautiful and amazing things.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Are you affiliated with any companies?
Right now I am sponsored by Ultra.
Awesome.
And I'm excited to work with them and see what happens next.
Great. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of a interesting development. We originally the plan was that we were going to come up here to a place called Lemon Gap. Actually, a beautiful morning, and I think, as always, the one positive outcome of hiking in the suck is how much you appreciate when it doesn't suck, which is like right now. I'm reminded that one of the positives of negative things is the absence of negative things. So we hiked a lot in the suck, in the rain, and so now that it's not raining, you really appreciate that. Reminds me a lot when I used to get a lot of migraines, but the one positive was when the migraines finally went away, you had so much appreciation for just the lack of a migraine. I don't know if that makes sense, but so on yesterday's hike, I was kind of struck at first by how strong I felt. I don't know if that might come across as weird, but I meant, like, I just felt like I could run up the hills and keep walking. That wasn't that long-lived. I mean, I did that for, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles. And then I started getting tired. My legs started getting weary, but I do think that it's kind of surprising how these trail legs really kind of come in. I mean, I'm definitely much stronger. Like I said, we can do almost 20 miles now. And that's a shocking thing because I would not have thought I could have done that before I started the AT. At least I had my doubts. And so I'm real happy with that. And real heartened that we can make bigger miles in the future. Not that I'm in a big hurry to finish this thing, but I don't want to be hiking on the AT in December either. So, we'd like to get some good average miles. And my goal originally, when I was planning this, was 15 to 16 miles per day on the average. Obviously, some days are going to be shorter, but that means some days have to be longer. All right, so tell me your name.
My name is Heath, and trail name's Easy.
Easy. And where are you from?
I'm from pretty close to Houston, Texas, small town, Splendora, just out of Houston.
Okay, and just tell me quickly, what happened at Brown Gap?
So at Brown Gap, that night after I'd climbed that mountain, I started throwing up, and I thought it was norovirus. And at any rate, sometime the next morning, my daughter called a rescue crew in, and they came and got me, and it was a good thing. I was a little embarrassed, a little humbled over the whole thing, but all in all, looking back, I needed them. They took me off the mountain and took me down to Robbinsville, where I stayed in a hotel thinking it was norovirus.
All right, and what did it end up being?
It ended up being diabetic ketoacidosis, and I went into basically a diabetic coma. I was pretty much out. My daughter called 911, and they came to the hotel, and they took me to the hospital in North Carolina, where I was in ICU for 5 days.
And you're okay now?
I'm good now. Went back, visited my doctors in Houston. Found out I'm a type 1 diabetic, and so they got my medicine straightened out, my insulin straightened out, and I'm back on the trail.
All right, and you're through hiking to where?
My goal is to make it at least to Damascus. I want to make the 500-mile mark, and of course today I went just over 250, so I hit the halfway mark.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Great talking to you, Heath.
Good to talk to you, Chase.
All right. So we just had a pretty long conversation with hiker Heath. I say the one advantage of not hiking in the rain, when you meet another hiker in the rain, most likely you're just gonna nod, smile, mumble something like have a good hike or something and walk on. But when it's not raining, you can stop and have a sometimes quick chat, in this case a longer chat. Heath had a couple of great stories. One was his getting taken out of Brown's shelter, and what was funny was that was out of the climb from Stokoa Gap. And I remember Buzz and I climbing Stokoa Gap thinking we were going to stop at Brown's shelter originally, but then hearing someone got taken out of there by norovirus the day before, and so we said, well, we're not stopping there. Well, in a small world, that was him that was the person taken out. So that was kind of interesting. So I was telling people that one of the things that's interesting is, to me, is, you know, you meet these people on the trail and you spend some time with them, even if it's 30 minutes like with Heath, or multiple days, and then you may or may never see them again, you know. And you don't know if they make it or not. And so like with Heath, you know, he says, well, I'm going to at least try to get to Damascus, but he also said he's going to go all the way to Katahdin. And I said, well, you know, at the rate he's going, I'm thinking he's not going to make it before the end. He basically says he hasn't really just thought it out. He's just hiking, you know, he's hiking what comes to him, which I respect. And but I want to know, does Heath make it all the way? Does he end up flipping? What's the story? But yeah, I would like to know is like the people we met earlier on in this hike, are they still hiking? I don't know. So you just gotta be okay with never knowing, I guess, that people are, what's going on with them, or did they make it? You know, did they drop off? Don't know. All right. We're here at Brown Gap. We touched this blaze, which is where we started on our Brown Gap the other day. Now we're going to reverse. This is our turnaround point. Now we got to climb to get back to the van. Man, it's hard to believe that we've had this much sun. I think over the last number of days, when we've had sun, it was very brief. And then within 10 minutes it was gone, and then rain would come again. So, yeah, it's quite nice. I'm pretty happy with this. God knows I'll be complaining about the heat later, sometime during the summer. But right now, it's a welcome respite from the steady rain and cold that we've had. It's quite enjoyable. So one of my my goals, my big things on this was I really wanted to get to Max Patch, which I heard is one of the most awesome places ever, with good weather. And so far, it wasn't looking good, but we're maybe 4 miles from Max Patch. And if it stays like this, that would be awesome. So I'm hoping, we'll see, but I'm hoping. Leaving the parking area from Max Patch, heading towards Max Patch, hoping the sun stays out mostly. So we're going to Max Patch Mountain. Climbing to the top of Max Patch. Alright, we're told by a few people that Max Patch is one of the coolest places on the AT. Here we are. I don't know if the wind's gonna make this really bad. Woo! There's the parking. You see the van down there. Yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty happy because it's not raining and we're on Max Patch. I'd be happier if it was sunny, and it was sunny up until about the point we got here. But, you know, we're happy that it's not raining, so we'll take it. It's not overcast, it's not socked in, and we can see forever. So the cool thing is that Vanish was able to hike up and meet us from the parking lot at the bottom of Max Patch. Yay.
I hiked up to the top of Max Patch, met the guys as they were coming up the trail, and unfortunately the cloud cover just came in a little bit ago. It was super sunny, and you can see all the top 360 degrees around.
Alright, so I must admit that Max Patch is pretty epic. You know, we've been to a number of epic places on the trail, and unfortunately most of them have been under unfortunate weather conditions. So this is one we got fortunate on. I'm glad. And yeah, but look at that view. And from the top it's 360 view. It just goes on and on. And yeah, it's been a good day. We haven't been rained on today, which is freaking unusual so far. I mean, it's, I should knock on wood or something, but we have not been rained on. Anyways, next stop, Vanish has departed from us where the trail splits. She's gone back to the parking lot to get the van. Tomorrow won't be so hard. We'll be hiking mainly downhill into Hot Springs, which will be pretty monumentous for us because it'll be the conclusion of our southern phase of our flip-flop hike, where we'll stop and then depart, head up to Damascus, Virginia for trail days, and then to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, where we start our second northern phase of our flip-flop. All right, another shout out to my wife Andrea, who's stuck at home making the money so I can do this. Really wish you were here. Maybe we'll come back and you and I can enjoy it together. Yeah, that would be awesome. Once you come down off Max Patch, it's not too long before you're back into the forest. That's a massive tree trunk. Woo. All right, we are nearing the end of our hike for the day. And the sun's shining, which is a welcome change. You know, we haven't been rained on at all today. I was worried about saying that earlier, thinking maybe it would all change, but I don't think it's going to. It's been a great day for weather and a great day for hiking. Loved Max Patch. That was pretty cool. And this trail's been pretty nice. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy. It's been an easy trail. So, yeah, we'll meet the van. Tonight's plan is to boondock, which means we're going to stay in the van. I have to work. I have a couple emails today that one of them's pretty urgent. I got to get work done. So, yeah, story of the trail so far. Really wish I didn't have to. It'd be nice to just relax, but it is what it is. So, gonna get some dinner and then get some work done in the van on my laptop. So.
So you hiked from Max Patch to Lemon Gap, and how was it today?
Technically we hiked from Max Patch to Brown Gap to Max Patch to Lemon Gap.
This is true.
Don't take that from me. So the trail is great. There was a small part. No, that was back at Brown Gap. When we first got out of Brown Gap, that was
really
that was hard.
uphill.
That was hard. That kind of sucked. About 700 feet of elevation. That was pretty steep. This section is easy.
This is what I envisioned.
It's a nice trail, gradual descents, gradual ascents. Kind of where you don't really have to stop at all to catch your breath. You just keep walking and good pace. I think we both kept good pace, which for me is weird, right? For him, it's normal.
A road, a stream every, mile to 200 to 2 miles, or sometime down here it was every 200 yards.
Yeah.
And we walked alongside a roaring stream for a long time. So.
Waterfalls, yeah. So it was nice. No complaints, and it never rained on us. I was thinking the last few miles, I'm like, come on, don't do it again, and it didn't. It didn't rain.
Well, and check this out. Did you notice?
The sun?
There's sun.
Yes, it's glorious. And now we finally have sun, full sun, little puffy clouds in the sky, which is awesome. So, yeah, it's a great day. It's a great day.